Are you ready to experience Nirvana? Welcome back to Flotsam. So, this start sucks. We start off with some chain gunners. These aren't the reason that this start sucks. The reason this start sucks is because of those guys. You got a glimpse of them right here. These guys make life a living hell. Screw pain elementals. I hate them. So, this start is actually really tight on shells because you can basically only grab 2 shell boxes and then you can't really go back for any more because of that, the perched archviles. So this is all you got to deal with: 2 pain elementals, 2 cacodemons, and 3 arachnotrons that are from the other side, but they will make their way towards you. Don't worry, I used to worry about the amount of health I lost in this fight. Yeah, 2%. But eventually I just decided, you know what, the med kits, you see them by the boxes, they are literally not going to be used for anything else in this map, so I'm just not going to worry about my health in this start anymore. Reduce the number of resets. Grab the plasma. Mancubi start spawning on the boxes. That middle one always teleports in a little late. I don't know why. But yeah, this is all that happens. You grab the plasma, and it's just a waste of time, and I kind of just have some fun by killing the Mancubi with the exact amount of plasma I need to kill them, like 1 cell at a time. Once that's done, grab some more cells, and then you can kill the 2 archviles. Again, with these guys, I just try to use the exact amount of cells, just for fun, even though it's kind of a waste of time. I mean, having cells to spare is pretty nice. Helps out with some future fights. Grab the rest of the cells. And then, for some reason, that's a punchable switch. Don't know why. Spawns a bunch of revs from some of the boxes, and it opens the door to the main area with a spider demon behind it. So what I do is basically just make them infight. And this spider demon can be a real pain sometimes, just refusing to shoot. So at times it can take up to like a minute to get the infighting going, but it is very worth it to get the infighting going because a lot of the time the revs will kill the spider demon by stunning her with the melees. You can see that now. Here they are. Spider demon is completely frozen, and once she's dead, just finish him off. The best case scenario is when she kills a few of the revs and then a few more just punch her to death, which is basically what happened there, actually. But yeah, once that's done, backtrack back to the start, grab the secret berserk, and off to the right, the supercharge and the mega armor. There's some cells there as well that I want to grab. Now, next thing, I actually take the time to kill these arachnotrons, even though it's not entirely worth it. There's going to be revenants emerging from this area later on in the map that can infight with the arachnotrons, but they are blocking some resources that I want when the revenants do appear. So yeah, just take the time, kill them now, and also I backtrack for some shells. There's actually not a whole lot of shells in this map. And you want to be using them to, you want to be using shells basically as much as you can, so you can save rockets and cells for later on. But you don't really need to worry about rockets and cells too much in this map. Now for this fight, just a bunch of Hell Knights at first. And for the love of God, do not do what I do. I don't think I do it in this demo, but a lot of the time while I'm running at them, shooting rockets, I just rocket my own face a bunch. Just little bits of splash damage, but it adds up. Just don't repeat my mistakes. It's very stupid, it's very avoidable. But yeah, you do want to kill these Hell Knights as quick as you can, because a bunch of Archviles will spawn in the center. You're meant to dodge them using the pillars, but you can actually just chill behind the yellow key. 2 of the revs can still hit you, but it's so much easier to chill there than to actually use the pillars. Because once you hide behind the pillars, all the revenants will be shooting at you, which is a lot more dangerous. Then once you get the yellow key, you can open up the bars, and here are the revs that I was talking about earlier. We're going to kill them all. You can actually just go back out into this big open area and kill them from here if you want to. It's a lot more worth it. I find a circuit and just dodge all the rev missiles. And it goes without saying, but once you are down to the last few revs, I switch over to SSG. Just because the splash damage won't be as worth it the less revs there are. And I try to take as little damage as possible up until this point, so I can save that supercharger mega armor. I do that purposefully. Now, I'm gonna go up the stairs a little. This Cyber actually started infighting with some of the Arachnotrons up top. There's Arachnotrons. If I had kept the Arachnotrons at the bottom of the stairs alive, they would have been released in this fight. And there's some Arachnotrons that would normally be on top of the ledge, but are released for this fight at the very top as well. Did that make any sense? Probably not. Who cares? Anyways, just plasma down the Cyber, because he is completely useless for infighting. Some of the revs actually woke up, which was nice. Got a good infight going, but not all of them. So what I do is I wake them up, then head back down the stairs and get the infighting going, and then watch the fireworks. I think in this demo it takes a minute to just get it started, because the Cyber was very uncooperative with his positioning and just shooting rockets in general, so bear with me. I do end up rocketing a few revs that were able to come down the stairs. There we go. Infighting initiated. Most of the time the Cyber wins, but occasionally the Revenants can win as well, because there are no monster block lines on those stairs, and the Revenants can actually push him off the stair, push him off a ledge a little, and he'll just get stuck and then punch to death. Comp level 9 off the edge, if you will. But yeah, Cyber won this time. Plasma him down. Gonna go back down the stairs for that last cell pack that I didn't grab. Now it's time for the next fight, which I completely cheese because it is stupidly ridiculous if you do it the normal way. So what I do, hit the switch, make a sound, and plasma down the Cyber. So there's a bunch of deaf enemies a little far beyond. You don't want to go too far to the left, or else you'll wake up some of them. I mean, if you do, it's not a big deal because it's literally just pinkies, but yeah, I just plasma down the Cyber, make sure not to wake up any of the deaf enemies, and then wake them up slowly. Well, first, press this red light, which opens up a secret for after this fight. And yeah, just wake up a few of the pinkies at a time, SSG them down. This isn't what makes the fight difficult if you were to do it normally, by the way. It's something else. You'll see in a minute. Wake up a few more pinkies. Leaving a few pinkies by the door is actually pretty nice because archviles. And if you leave a wall of pinky corpses, they won't run towards you. You can use the wall for cover. So yeah, if you were to do this normally, there are 3 archviles, by the way. We can have the second one now. There are 3 archviles, and if you were to do this normally, you'd be having to deal with them with very little cover, and the cyber demon, and all the pinkies. So yeah, no thank you. I'm just gonna cheese this. Once you get to the final archvile, though, you can just wake up the rest of the enemies. By this point, there are so few of them, you can just not worry about it. They ate up pretty much a lot of my rockets, though, which is kind of unfortunate. Usually there's a few pinkies left over that you can just SSG down. And then, yeah, just perched archvile, perched rev. This is a fight we'll be doing later on. And again, try not to take too much damage. Still on that Megasphere and that supercharge of Mega Armor from the very start of the map, by the way. And now it's time for the secret fight. This is what opened up by hitting the red light, and it gives you the red key. So I fire 2 rockets there to kill most of the lost souls. Then I just chill on the lift that lowered and just plasma stuff down. This fight is pretty much, it's hard to die, but you can take a lot of damage if you were to stand just basically in the actual arena itself. Thankfully there's this little corner here that is a lot safer. And just plasma spam basically. I had a lot of cells coming in here. Usually I just spam them till I'm at like 100, but because I had so many I decided I'm going to spam until I'm only at 200 just so I can save some cells for some later fights. The rest of the enemies, just SSG them down. And there goes all my health. That's okay though, we're going to be grabbing a supercharge and Mega Armor for the next fight. You can also grab the Berserk. I should have grabbed the Berserk after grabbing that cell pack because that's 20 damaging floor. And that's kind of just a waste of 10 health, but that's okay. Kind of a waste of a med kit too, but whatever. I did a lot of item routing for this map. Next, we're killing those revs that we left alive during the yellow key fight. It's so much easier to just kill them now. Please, for the love of God, don't even bother killing them from the fight itself. You will waste so many rockets. And they're so high up, they're like barely in auto-aim range. They're really, really annoying to kill from the actual fight itself. Don't even bother. Now, grabbing a Mega Armor, Supercharge, and we're going to be doing the fight that we can do with our secret red key. And it gives us an early BFG. Very handy for the next fight. So, this is kind of ridiculous. Bit of a Dimensions Map 3 there. Dodge those 3 cybers, and you have to hit a switch behind them. I just use SSG. I used to use chain gun, but I found that I almost never hit it using the chain gun, and I always hit it pretty quickly with using SSG, so I didn't even bother with chain gun anymore. Chain gun ammo is actually pretty useful for the next fight anyways. But yeah, just once that's done, I stand in the corridor for a minute, for like a second and a half, even after I shoot the switch, just so I can lure some rockets into those archviles and get them in fighting with the cybers. Just so they don't target me when I go back, but then spam the barons, let the cybers infight. And yeah, once that's done, once the infighting is done, kill the cybers. Kinda used a lot of cells, a lot more cells than I normally do against those cybers, but that's okay. Best I've done here was like 520 cells left, because I killed every cyber while they were still infighting. Just one shot each, just bam, 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 managed to kill them all. That fight died to the finale. Now, Gonna grab another supercharge and another mega armor, even though it seems like kind of a waste. But believe me, you want 200 for this next fight, because this is another fight I kind of dislike, honestly. So charge up your BFG, kill these 3 Archviles as fast as you can. Not taking damage there was pretty nice, but there's another Archvile on the stairs with all the revs, and he is the worst thing to ever exist. And then I slowly just peekaboo shoot these revs, which is pretty annoying. 1 rocket at a time. I used to do 2, but I found that, well, I did 3 there. Ignore that. I used to do 2, but I found that I was actually getting hit by missiles whenever I ducked behind the pillar again, so I decided I'm just going to do 1 at a time. But yeah, your main focus is, of course, that Archvile, and he will be constantly resurrecting Revenants, making a meat shield for himself, so he only takes like a bit of splash damage at a time. He's super annoying. I hate him. If it weren't for that Archvile, this fight would be fine. Sorry for coughing. I want to just take a sip of water, actually. But yeah, once that's done, there's some perched shotgunners that can actually see you while you're hiding behind the pillar. So that's just a little bit of chip damage stacked on top of everything else. That's what the chain gun ammo is useful for, since most of the time you're just out of bullets if you use the chain gun to try and shoot the switch in the red key fight. Now, last time I'll say this, we're gonna grab another supercharge and another mega armor. And of course, I missed the jump to the mega armor. Silly me. But thankfully I got it second try. Why that mega armor's there, I don't know. Anyways, by the way, that red switch there actually does nothing. So this next fight's pretty annoying. I use a BFG shot on the pain elementals. Hopefully kill both of them in one. This one didn't, but he died in just 1 SSG shot, which is nice. Grab the 3 cell packs. Use 2 shots on the spider demon. Charge up your BFG for these guys. Just fire 2 shots. Grab the rest of the cells and get this guy out. I died to this guy once. That was really, that pissed me off so much. He just refused to shoot. I used to back up to the very start of the map, like where the player start is, to try and 2-shot this guy. He just refused to shoot that one time. Also, you gotta be careful killing this guy. I didn't 2-shot him because I had horrible tracer efficiency, so I had to SSG him down, because look at all these lost souls. Look at all these annoying little pieces of crap. I don't know how else to describe them. Just ignore them all. That's what I do. Alright, next fight. This is probably the hardest fight in the map. Grab rockets until you're at 100. So I stand on top of this med kit, and I spam BFGs at one of the cybers, the cyber on the left side. And I try to kill him as quickly as possible. And notice how I accidentally grabbed a Megasphere. Yeah, I kind of hate myself for that. You really don't want to do that. That is super bad, because chip damage is basically inevitable in this fight. Look at the amount of Cacodemons. It's basically just BFG spam until you're out of cells. Just spam as many Cacodemons as you can, because they are very overwhelming. But also, I want to be sending my BFG balls towards that cyber, because at times he just randomly switches targets and kills me. I don't really understand why, but thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Now we're out of cells. I accidentally grabbed that second Megasphere, but honestly that's okay because I was getting low anyways. I just need to make the most of it and not rocket my face on a lost soul. Smile. because the Lost Souls can actually get into this fight. Just adds a little bit of extra pressure. And yeah, I rocketed my face on a Lost Soul. The one thing I didn't want to do. And after that, I was just like, screw this. I'm just going to use SSG on the rest of them. It'll make for a boring demo, but who cares? I just want to be done with this map. But yeah, most of the Lost Souls die from just you spamming BFG. Some of the tracers hit them. Some of them even infight with each other to kill themselves. Last guy I used rockets on, even though I said I'm done using rockets. He's pretty far away. Now, last thing I want to do, just kill these Lost Souls because I had lost all trust in them. Normally I wouldn't even bother trying to kill them all, but not this time. And now it's finale time. Even though this isn't technically the finale, I consider this the finale because it's the last hard fight. The actual finale is a complete joke. Grab cells, press the switch, despawn some enemies. Once enough have teleported in, that's when you make a sound. I got the strat from Kinetic. The Cybers will start infighting, and then just spam down this one in this side of the arena. So I died to this fight twice because I used to chill on one of the other wings until I looked in UDB because I thought to myself, am I doing something wrong? Like, I barely ever die here in practice. Is something going on? So I looked in UDB. A second Cyber usually teleports on the other sides of this arena, but on the side that I am camping on in this attempt, no, there isn't a Cyber. It's stupid, but it's literally the key to the fight, basically. I wasn't dying in practice, even when chilling on the other sides of the arena, but I don't know. I died there twice in attempts. But yeah, just BFG spam, basically. And there's supercharges on each side if you need them. Thankfully, I was able to save 200 for the finale. And now it's time for this absolute joke of a finale. What an anticlimactic ending. It's literally just two-shotting 6 Cybers. That's it. Though at this point I actually was quite nervous, so I did eat a rocket. Bit of a silly mistake, but honestly it's fine. If you do come here at 200, this is free. I did actually decide, you have enough, even if you come here at 600 cells, which you basically do all the time because there's a whole lot of cells in the previous fight, you can actually just spam down a few Cybers. You don't have to two-shot them all. You only really have to two-shot them if you want to not have to kill like multiple Cybers at a time, but whatever. We're done with the map. Go through the blue thing, and that is it. So that was Taipan. I don't know how to pronounce that actually, but whatever. I do want to say this map is a collaboration between Archie and Nirvana. I believe Archie made most, if not all, the combat, and then Nirvana did, obviously, the visuals, because, holy crap, this map is very pretty. And also, Nirvana loves Coma Tribes midis. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nirvana designed a few of the fights though, like the Cacodemon fight and the penultimate fight / what I would consider to be the finale, because the two-shotting Cybers is just why is that there? The plus-shaped room, basically. That's what I'll call that. I wouldn't doubt if that's designed by Nirvana, because Nirvana, A, loves Cybers, and B, those fights just feel way different from the rest of the map, basically. So I'm not entirely sure, but Nirvana definitely did the detailing, and it's very pretty. Alright, so one more thing I do want to say. I used to absolutely hate this map. Like, blind play, this map is awful. This map is horrible. It is very unfun. I will admit, though, once I started doing attempts, specifically, once I had a route implemented, like where to grab which items and when. Like you heard me say, let's grab a supercharge and mega armor here. Let's grab a supercharge and a mega armor here. That, basically. Once you have that all figured out, this map is actually quite enjoyable. And I have moved from the team of, this map sucks, to the team of, this map is not bad, but it's also not super good. There's just a few questionable fights, and yeah. Again, super pretty though. I absolutely love the details. I love all of Nirvana's detailing. So, yeah. Not a bad map, not a good map. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And have a very, very good one.